Welcome back, Agiteers. This is just a medical update video. If you are more interested in the tech videos, of course, check back on other videos. I will try to release those as I'm able to. For right now, things are a little dicey, which I'll explain. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I have a condition called dilated cardiomyopathy. And in essence, this is, in my case, a genetic birth defect that occurred when I was very young, but as I got older, it got worse and worse, and now it's gotten to the point where it's pretty bad. I had an ICD device, internal cardiac device, which is a pacemaker and a defibrillator that'll shock me if my heart stops. First one was put in 2010, then another one in 2017, and then this latest one in 2019, because this particular one helps me with my condition. So the issue that I left you with last was the pulmonary edema. So I had quite a lot of water weight and my lungs filled with a pink frothy fluid, and I coughed and coughed and coughed. Now, I have had this condition a couple of times before, and it's difficult, but the previous times I had it, my lungs cleared usually in maybe between 8 and 12 hours. This time that wasn't the case. The fluid stayed on my lungs for considerably longer because my heart is weakening over time, so it's harder and harder and more difficult for my heart to pump. So I basically had that condition for about 36 hours, and I couldn't lay down. I had to sit up and sleep because of the fluid in my lungs, which was very concerning. I did call my doctor. Yes, don't worry. And I had to take a diuretic, which is sometimes they call it a water pill. It's a pill you take that will remove excess fluid from your body, and I'm on that right now. So I'm trying to beat what I call the P clock. So I want to get this video done before I have to go to the bathroom again, because I basically have to go every 10 minutes or so. Anyway, the pulmonary edema resolved itself slowly over time. I did not have to go to the hospital, but it's a small symptom in a larger group of symptoms. More concerning, beginning 1 week ago, approximately, a week and a day at this point, I started to notice I was having palpitations. Now, you might say, well, that makes sense. Somebody with a heart condition like yours, that is true. When I had the previous ICD, I would get many more palpitations. This new one resolved most of my palpitations, so I didn't really feel them because it has a third lead in my heart, which actually contracts my entire heart at once. But in the words of my doctor, it would probably work for me, for a few months, but eventually I'm going to have to go in and get something a little more aggressive, which is an external heart pump. So of course, I don't want to do that unless I need to, because it changes everything. I'll have to be able to get to AC power immediately. I'll have battery packs I have to carry with me, and I'll have a drive line that goes inside my body, which makes me really nervous. And about 20% of the people who get that external heart pump, called an LVAD, in my case, left ventricle assist device, don't make it. They don't do well. I'm not going to have a choice. I will have to do it. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's the next logical step in this disease, and one I have to take to be able to move forward and hopefully in the future get a heart transplant. So I'm really hoping I can do that. But these palpitations started up about a week ago. I'm hoping it has to do with my level of physical exercise, it seems like when I exercise more, the palpitations recede, which is a good sign according to my doctor. If they get worse when I exercise, that indicates that my heart has weakened more. So, of course, exercise will not resolve anything, and I would more than likely have to go in for the LVAD. So I asked my doctor when that might be, and she said nobody knows. It's a couple of things. One, you may just feel so bad that you're going to come in and we're going to go ahead and do it. Or two, you begin to crash and burn, and I'm going to tell you, or you'll be out and you won't even know, and you'll wake up with an LVAD. So one way or the other, we're going to have to do that. And that makes me a little nervous, but I'll do what I have to do. You know, I mean, we want to stay alive, don't we? That's the common human trait we all have. So I definitely will get the pump, because if I don't, I'm a goner. And I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. Hold on one second. So I've been trying to prepare, and one of the ways I've been getting ready is, and I know you're going to think it's silly, but develop a system that I can take with me to the hospital, because I'll be there for quite some time, so that I can continue to do videos in the hospital and give you updates, and to some extent do some tech videos, because I still have a lot of knowledge that I can impart and information that I have about a variety of technological topics that I still want to discuss with you guys and talk about. But I did a video on the tablet that I purchased because it's 1 pound and I can hold it. Right now I'm shooting on an iPhone on a small tripod, and I have a mic here, right there, a little lavalier mic that's plugged into the phone. So essentially I'm trying to develop this super light kit that I can carry and still be able to edit videos in some fashion. They might not be as dynamic and exciting as they normally would be, especially when we're talking about Linux. That's very exciting. It is to me anyway. Why worry about the videos? Because making the videos is important to me to feel productive and useful. Things have changed a lot in our society, and I am not picking on any one person or any one age group like Millennials or Generation X or Boomers or whatever, because we all know that every age group has their own vices, and quite frankly, we're all in many ways similar. But I have noticed that many people I see use entertainment or playing video games or, I hate to say it, marijuana, which it's fine if you use it. Don't worry about that. I am not judging you. Trust me. Me of all people who has a problem with, you know, really good food that I shouldn't be eating is not in a position to judge anybody else who's doing anything they want to. So don't worry about that. But a lot of that is escapist in nature, and it's not productive. So if I don't feel productive, like I'm building something or creating something, my feelings of value get low, and mentally and physically it depresses me. So I'm less likely to do the things I need to do. One of the things I did tonight was clean, even though honestly I thought my heart was going to burst in my chest. I was cleaning my room because I need to be able to get to my computer. Well, I don't actually need to. It's my Linux desktop computer. I'll cut in a video if I'm able to. But I should be able to. I want to be able to walk over there and sit down at the computer, fire up a couple of studio lights and the computer, and whip out a video for you guys. So now I can do that once again. If not, well, I've got my portable studio, if you will, which is the iPhone, a lavalier mic if I really have to. If I don't, I won't. And, a little tripod and a phone holder. And if I can't even do all that stuff, I'll just pop up the iPhone, shoot a video, and call it good. So these palpitations are very concerning for me. I have reported it to my doctor. All my blood tests show everything in normal range, and I also transmitted a data file from my internal cardiac device to the doctor, and a cardiac nurse evaluates it, and she said there was nothing to be concerned about on there. With that being said, the device doesn't necessarily pick up everything. So if I only have a few palpitations and not sequentially one after the other for about 10 to 12 seconds, it's not going to make a recording of that. So also, unfortunately, there are palpitations which feel gnarly but aren't actually harmful. And then there's palpitations that are life-threatening that the device will detect if it's given enough time, and it will record and register those. So I uploaded the file from my device, and there were no episodes of harmful palpitations. I'm trying to think of what they're called. I always forget all this terminology. Oh, what is it called? Tachycardia. Anyway, no tachycardic events, so I'm okay, they think. So it could very well be lack of exercise on my part. So I've been trying to pick it up, do things every day. So that's why I was cleaning here in the room. I always ask the doctor, should I curtail or limit my physical activities? She said, do what you feel like doing and what you're able to do. And I may have pushed a little hard when I cleaned in here, and I should have slowed down just a little bit. So I did take several breaks, but I should have taken longer breaks, because I got to that point. I don't know how many of you, run or whatever, but if you've ever had to run, like sprint, and you feel like your lungs are on fire when you stop, it's kind of what I feel like basically standing up. At this point, I have not mild, but not extreme, but moderate symptoms, especially when I first stand up. They're more between moderate and extreme. And then they kind of fade down as my body says, oh, I see we're doing something. I'm going to have to get used to that. Part of it is the medicine. One of the jobs of the medicine is to keep my heart rate low so I don't have a cardiac event. The other part of it is my heart rate. The medicine's keeping it low, so when I get up, it doesn't respond quickly. Now, they had a feature turned on in my device that would help my heart rate ramp up whenever I did some physical activity, which actually felt really good. The problem was, on the downside, I was having palpitations, and the palpitations became tachycardic, and from tachycardia I started to have near syncope, which means I was starting to pass out because I wasn't getting blood to my brain, and that is dangerous. So they turned that setting off, and because of that, it's somewhat of a struggle because my heart simply won't respond because of all the medicines. So physical activity is becoming more and more difficult on a daily basis. But I just wanted to fill you in, let you know what was going on. I'm going to push, as always, try to do tech videos and also try to do updates for you so you know what's going on. Right now, I'm feeling reasonable, but I'm sitting down. Whenever I'm sitting down, I pretty much feel okay. But once I stand up, the side effects start, and I just feel miserable. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm short of breath, and I'm dizzy and I'm instantly tired. All my muscles ache because they're not getting oxygen. It's no fun. Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you as always for the support. I really do appreciate it, and the comments you leave. And I think that's about it. Just stay tuned for tech videos. They'll be out there. Don't worry. I actually have shot a video that's Linux based. I just have to edit it. So it's on my laptop and my ThinkPad P1. So I'll try to get that compiled as soon as I can. Thank you very much. See you next time.